hear myself talk this time, because all of these messages don't want to, all of these videos don't want to have no sound on them. They want to act like they can't hear me. No, I'm here. Hello? Turn me up in the booth. Let's see if I can find myself again. Right? Now it has sound, right? Okay. Okay, so the title is obviously clickbait. But mostly to call attention to the narrative that is so normalized, and which is the reason why I feel like there's so many broken homes and people accepting relationships in such a way where the value of relationships and love is declining. Know your worth. Date a man who has money, but this is also honestly for men as well. Like, because there's this narrative that's being painted for us where we have to pimp ourselves out. Don't focus on a relationship. Get your money up, get your bread up. If you're gonna date a guy, like, you need to date a guy who sees your worth and your value, and that inherently means that this is a guy who's going to give you money, who's going to pour into you financially. When people associate it, like, that's what we're taught, and that's what's put in our face. Oh, I know my worth. See how much this guy just bought me. Let's see how much this guy just gave me money, or something like that. I don't know, but you got to play the game better. Like, and even this glamorization of relationships that are emotionally desolate and financially fruitful. It's like people assume, oh, this person is winning. This is the lifestyle that's being painted for us, and we're associating their lives with no issues or no problems because they have money, or because, well, at least they're getting paid. Look at this person, like, he doesn't have anybody that he can trust in his life. He's worked so hard to accomplish all his goals. He must be happy. And that's the dream that they'll sell you, but they don't talk about how the sacrifice that they made to pimp themselves out impacted them emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And this is why only when someone has reached a certain threshold and made a certain level of money is their opinion valid. When they say money can't buy happiness, only is their opinion valid when they say, man, it's not about how much money you get, it's about the people that you love. Only then is the opinion valid. And that's because there's a need to not overhype our value struggle, but there's also a need to understand joy can exist at any moment, whether you're at the top of the mountain or whether you're at the bottom of it. Your joy is not going to be dependent on what you can attain. And so existing with a certain level of balance within self is should be seen as, oh, that's normal, that makes sense. But we're constantly fed, you should be chasing your dreams, and, oh, you don't know what it's like to do. People who have given up everything to focus on one thing will be successful in that thing, but they will lose the joy of fulfillment. And back to the original topic, right? Date a man who has money, know your value, or something like that. This concept is fed to us as that's where your happiness is going to be. It's normalized to pimp ourselves out. Men, women, whether you're pimping yourself out to a man or whether you're pimping yourself out to attaining finances, it's normal to pimp ourselves. We're conditioned to pimp ourselves out. That's exactly what it is. We're not conditioned to see value beyond anything other than making money for ourselves, which is actually just to boost the economy and one way or the next, to put money in somebody else's pockets. Um, and I think that our values, it's dangerous because our values and morality is being rewrote around this concept that's being fed to us, where it is fine to not function in morality as long as you have money. It is fine to not seek a loving partner or see or identify that something is not loving if it comes with a financial gain in one way or the next. So the point of this was knowing your value and understanding the real essence of value is more than just money. We've been fed to believe that value is closely linked to financial gain or even money. And it's more than just love, it's about understanding real abundance. The identity of abundance has been tainted due to the way that value is perceived because of it's been tainted because of currency, and the way that value is being rewritten is dangerous to the the idea of abundance, but the ability for anybody to manifest. um I kind of said this before. How can you manifest anything if you're doing it from somebody else's playbook? A lot of people don't value things that come in abundance. We're conditioned to believe that scarcity means that something is valuable. We're conditioned to believe that suffering is worthy. Um, it's the hallmarker of worthiness. And while fighting for something is honorable, to believe, to create the narrative that that is the baseline is dangerous, because it's automatically putting in a glass ceiling for yourself. Um, but like I was saying, it's only seen as valuable to we've been conditioned to identify, and understandably so, but we've been conditioned to believe that only people who have reached a certain threshold are allowed to express and have valid opinions. And you can listen to a multi-billionaire tell you how to get wealthy, but you miss out on all the people who have attained a level of wealth that didn't require extreme selfishness, that you cannot measure as a certain threshold because it doesn't look like what you consider abundance to be. But that's the idea that they choose to create. It's like the the winners get to tell the story. But it's like they've decided that they're the winners because they've gained control of certain things. But even they know that they're not really the winner. And I didn't see Wicked 2, but it makes me think of that. You might be able to go off and say that you won because you attain a certain level of this thing or whatever, but in your heart, you know you feel empty. You might be able to get a lot of people to get on board, to agree with that, and to chase this dream that you know is empty, but that doesn't change the truth of it. This video does not